All right, so welcome to your acids and base review so that we can get you ready for your quarterly. You're going to follow along and fill in a little bit of notes here with me on the computer. Definitely fill in your page as we go. And then once we're done with this page, I'm going to send you off. You're going to have to do a little bit of exploration on your own. And then you'll have all of the understanding that you hopefully will need for the quarterly. So let's take a look at this page first. Again, you're looking at characteristics of acids and bases. So first things first, we're going to take a look at how acids and bases taste. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say go taste things that are kind of questionable, but if you were to taste a substance that is acidic, it would actually come through as sour. So a lot of like the crybaby candy, or if you take a bite of a lemon, very acidic, and that sourness does come through with the taste. As it states here, the bases are very bitter. So I talked about how the baking soda that my sister used instead of baking powder in the cake made it horribly bitter, and I was so disappointed. All right, how it feels. If you actually have felt an acid, and if it's a strong acid, it'll start stinging your skin. Whereas the bases, they're going to be more slippery. All right, so like I said the other day, I usually wax down the bottom of my sleds when I go sled riding with some soap, because it is a base and it'll make things a little bit more slippery. Acids do react with metals. Bases do not, and acids are more corrosive. So basically, let's see if I can get this corrosive. There we go. If you put a nail into an acid, it'll start breaking it down. It'll start eating away at it and corroding it away, which is kind of not good. I did tell you a little mnemonic device to remember about litmus paper. I'll put it right over here. It's kind of a little bit weird, but hey, why not remember it? It's brawl. Blue turns red in an acid, and that's all talking about litmus paper. So when we're here with the acids, I'm going to take a look, and I'm going to go ahead and say changes blank litmus paper blank. So as the saying goes, blue litmus paper to red. I didn't get my color in there. There we go. So in an acid, as it states up here, the blue litmus paper will turn red. Whereas in the base, it's actually the opposite. So remember, there were two different types of litmus paper that we used, and the red one actually turned to blue in the base. So the red litmus paper turned to blue in the base. Now here in a few minutes, you actually get an opportunity to explore that a little further. If you were here, if you weren't here, you get to explore it for the first time. I'm actually going to give you some pH paper that you can explore with, where you dip the pH paper in, and then you have to connect it to a color, figuring out that pH. And that's something we didn't do in class, but it is kind of cool. And we know the pH scale goes from 0 to 14. And your 0 to 6 numbers are going to be your acids. So if you have any number 0 to 6, it's an acid. And then your 8 to 14 numbers are going to be your bases. So if you have anything that is 8 to 14, it is a base. The further away that the number is away from 7, the stronger it is. So we'll have to use that information as we work our way down on this page. Let me scroll down. What happens when acids and bases combine? Well, they will start to neutralize. So I can put that they'll start to become neutral, and sometimes it just becomes water. All right, so when they combine, the H's, the 2's, the O's, they start bonding together. It'll start to neutralize, forming it back closer to 7. If it's a strong acid and a weak base, it definitely won't make it to 7. But again, end result is water, and the pH, a 7 pH is neutral. So like down here, let's see. Oh, my cursor is way over there. Let's get it over here. There we go. Neutral. Okay, so there we go. You have all of the key information about the characteristics of an acid. Definitely study these. There are a couple, maybe ways in the future where you may have to take out the characteristics of things and say what characteristics go with what. As you can see here on the back, your challenge is going to be quite lofty. First, you need to test each substance with the blue litmus paper, the red litmus paper, and the pH paper, making sure that you do not touch any of the other litmus paper. So get out clean ones. Don't touch anything else so you don't accidentally change colors of something else because your hands were dirty. As you test a substance, so you'll go grab a substance, you'll write down exactly what it is. Maybe you'll grab, the Coke. All right. Don't write that down. Wait until you get yours. And then you'll tell me what happened to the blue litmus paper. Did it stay the same? Did it change? If it changed, what? What happened to red? The pH paper, what color it became and what number you corresponded it to. And then tell me if that would be an acid or a base. So you're going to test, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 substances and tell me all about them. All right. Once you have those substances tested, recorded, you have all the information there, then you go to the bottom and you're going to list them from strongest to weakest acid. So your strongest acids will be the ones closer to 0 and work your way towards that middle neutral number of 7. Your strongest bases are going to be the ones closer to 14 and work their ways again closer to 7. So the further away from 7 they are, the stronger the acid or the stronger the base they are. As you work your way back towards that 7, then they're going to become weaker acid, weaker bases until you find that neutral substance. All right. Well, if you have any questions, definitely ask. And when you are done, come see me and I can give you the answers. You can check and see how you did. Very good.